So we'll never stop, we will never stop, we will continue to acquire. Ang goal natin before the end of next year is to have at least at 500 units in our portfolio. Let's say it's gonna be 100 units na building or 8 building na tig 50, may 100, as long as we can come up with more than 500 units by the end of next year. Location, we can be in all over Canada. Yung reason why we get together tungkol dito sa ating project na 690 Jefferson. So, one of the reasons ng meetup na to is for everybody to be acknowledge as being part of this acquisition. This para makilala din ng bawat isa yung kung sino-sino tayo. Alright, originally, my accountant and my lawyer, we went to see the lawyer yesterday, and then my accountant will be meeting her by Saturday. Ang tinatanong nila sa akin is if yun daw mga kasama namin sa first deal will be there too in the future acquisitions. And guess what I told them? I told them, sana hindi mali yung sinabi ko, that will be all together moving forward sa mga future acquisitions. With God's help, and kung meron tayong opportunity to participate, then everybody will participate. So that's the goal. That's the big goal. And just for everyone to know as well, kasi disclose din ni lawyer na some other group, but very seldom that this happens, is ino-open din nila yung opportunity just like this, but they have a different structure. So parang unique yung ating structure as a corporation dahil we share this opportunity to everyone. Sabi nga ng accountant ko, bakit ko daw ipinamimigay yung opportunity na yon to. I was like, that's the plan, that's the intention. We just wanna do it ourselves. Magiging masyado kaming limited. We wanna share it para mas marami kami. So now they're starting to get the concept of, oh, you really want to grow. So we'll never stop, we will never stop, we will continue to acquire. And ang goal natin before the end of next year is to have at least 500 units in our portfolio. So kahit let's say it's gonna be 100 units na building, meaning 4 buildings with 100 unit each, or 8 building na tig 50, may 100, as long as we can come up with more than 500 units by the end of next year. Location, we can be in all over Canada. Basta nasa bigger cities. Iyon yung target natin. Kasi we need to consider the demand doon sa market na yun, the supply and demand. We have to figure those things out. So we're gonna have some other partners too, for sure, na magkakaroon doon sa iba't ibang cities na yun. So we'll not be limited here in Winnipeg. So to start, I want everybody to introduce themselves. Apat pa lang tayo ngayon. I hope the other group partners will gonna come on board with us. Si Ate Berna, hindi siya available. She has a conflict of appointments ngayong araw na to. But sabi niya, she will make it sure na nandito siya every single Thursday moving forward. Kasi ito yung ating parang how can we do it? Paano natin i-strategize? Ano yung dapat natin gawin?
Yeah, so I'm Jason, and I'm just happy to be part of this group. So I've known Ate Mel since 2016. from getting my property. So with the same mindset with her. So I'm also excited to be part of this group, as I mentioned. So I used to be, well, before I used to work for construction distribution as purchasing manager. So if there's good deal, I basically check on those ones. So hopefully I can use it with the next acquisition that we will work on. But again, I'm happy to be part of this team.
Thank you, Jason. Actually, si Jason, dalawang property na yung pinadala niya sa akin. Kasi, Ate Mal, evaluate mo to. Tingnan natin kung okay, right? Jason?
Yeah. Ganun lang naman ako kay Ate Mer. Pakicheck kung ano ba to. Kung pwede ba to. O suggest lang. Baka may makita ka, may madaanan. So.
Correct. That's our active participation bilang isa sa partner ng ano natin, ng grupo na to. So, in our partnership, that's one of the active role natin. Hanap tayo. Let's keep our eyes open. And kasi minsan hindi mo talaga makikita to sa MLS, hindi mo makikita sa commercial listings, minsan mga off-market listings to. May nakalagay lang na sign and then that's it. Keep an eye. Thank you, Jason. Then, Bro Edwin.
My name is Edwin Villota. So, di ko matandaan kung kailan tayo nag-meet. Sismel? 2019 lang ba? Hindi
Kailan ba nabili yung bahay? that's a year before that.
A year before that. When we first met doon sa
Christmas party yata yun, bro.
Company where I work with. I'm working with Gem Insurance as insurance broker.
Oh, bro, I think I know when. Nung nagsimula ka, yung year na nagsimula ka sa Gem.
Yeah, tapos si Smel and I were together in the feast yung kay Bo Sanchez too.
Right.
So we're also with the opportunity to really looking for, of course, I'm the type of person who's open for any opportunities or any learning. So I'm on the process of learning this kind of business or opportunity to grow, and also napag-usapan namin yung before nila Sismel and Pro Orly. We also wanted to give back to the community. We wanted to help the community, the peace community here sa Winnipeg.
For the information of everybody, si Bro Edwin nasa insurance industry siya kahit nung nasa Philippines pa lang.
Oh, I've been in the life insurance industry for the longest times. I started in the life insurance and then dito lang ako sa Canada nag-try ng general insurance, but I'm also licensed in both. I do general and life insurance as well. I'm a licensed broker technically.
Welcome on board, bro.
Thank you to meet everyone.
So, si Mike.
My name is Mike. Kasama na kami nila Mer and Orly since 2009, I think, or 8 sa prepaid legal.
Yeah,
That's where we started.
2009.
2009 prepaid legal. And then we acquired our first property. Parang dami, no? We acquired our house sa kanya ng 2010. And then we recently moved to our new house. She also sold our house, tapos she got our house as well in 2022. So, yun. So, ever since magkasama na kami, we keep in touch every now and then, especially nung pag mga busy times, bihira kami mag-communicate, pero we both know, including my wife, na we can always call, we can always keep in touch whenever. And my wife is a nurse. Ako naman, I work in the admin side, so more on full-time working in the hospital. Nagiging center hub ngayon ng Manitoba, and we are making a real good mark sa buong Canada. So
Very nice. Gusto ko yan, narinig ko na yan sa'yo, Mike, ha? That's good. Kasi being parang the talk of the country about sports, ang laking impact niyan sa economy natin. So, hindi tayo yung tipong, saan ba yung Winnipeg? Kasi the first impression that I got when we're in conventions, conferences ng realtors in the States. They're like, saan ba yung Winnipeg? Where is Manitoba? So they don't really even parang hindi tayo nag-i-exist no? Kasi hindi tayo masyadong malaki. What they knew of Canada is Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary. So yan yung mga big cities natin. Pero pag sinabing Winnipeg, saan yun? Hindi tayo kilala. But because of that, I like that. I like that, ano na yun, yung news na yan, that we're becoming somehow center when it comes to yung sports especially. Now we have Rocky and Maria. Hello! Akala ko pupunta tong mga to sa Jefferson. Maria and Rocky, we're actually introducing ourselves to the group. Welcome! Fresh na fresh yan, galing sa work. O,
Hindi pa natutulog. Kaya na, nights to days. Kaya na,
Okay, gusto daw kayong makilala ng group. So, introduce yourself.
Hi, ako si Maria. Working at Seven Oaks and Misericordia. So, ako yung babaeng walang pahinga. And this is my husband, Rocky.
Hi, I'm Rocky. Hello, everyone.
Sino bang kasama natin dyan? Anong...
So si Rocky is from Boeing. Tama ba, Rocky? Ilang taon ka
Yeah.
sa Boeing? Tama ba?
How many now? How many years?
No, sa Boeing.
Yeah, I work at Boeing, yes. Yeah. Boeing.
Si Mike, siya yung... narinig niyo bang nagsalita si Mike?
Hindi, nahuli kami.
So, ngayon lang. Okay, so si Mike is from... actually, si Mike is one of my first clients. Nung ako ay nagsimula sa real estate in 2010. Pero since then, yung for whatever reason, no, Mike, andun yung nag-stick, nag-connect talaga. Where maybe because we are having this same kind of, alam mo yun, sana ganito, mindset. Yung,
Same mindset, yeah. Same goals, same mindset.
Goals na possible, pwede tayong ganito and that. So they're also thinking about having some business and then yung idea about growing their portfolio in real estate. So we, from time to time, kahit alam mo yon, yung from time to time namin, minsan up to years, a year. Sabi, hindi yun yung tipong every week or every month. No, it's actually a matter of year. Hi, Mel. Or, hello, Mike. Kamusta kayo ni Ina? Ay, parang ganun ba? That, ang pagkita nun is, what, 2 years, 3 years? So, since 2010 hanggang ngayon, that's the relationship na na-built dun sa amin. And we're so happy to have yung ganitong klaseng parang family, extended family, no? Minsan nga sabi, parang totoo talaga yung Bible na may sinasabi na may mga kaibigan or kakilala ka that sticks more than your brothers or sisters. So, may mga ganong klase. Kaya, so grateful. Now, the other day, I think ang kasama ko lang the other day, which is every Tuesday pa rin. Dire-diretso yung every Tuesday natin. Kasi may mga nakakasama tayong bago na gustong maintindihan about investing in real estate, which is focusing on multifamily. My coach advised me to continue that. Do not stop it, Mel. Sabi niya, share. Gawin mo siyang parang series or building blocks of knowledge doon sa iyong group. Record it. Nakakatuwa naman ako kasi hindi ako marunong mag-record. Record na yan. Yung isang meeting, akala ko naka-record, yung pala hindi. So, anyways, I'm learning as well. Pero yung Tuesday group natin, kasi that's a series of information na from time to time, may matututunan talaga kayo. So, we will gonna continue that every Tuesday. And last Tuesday, just to echo it, kasi ang alam kong kasama lang namin last Tuesday is Jason. Tama ba? And then, I think, nakasama ba kayo nun? Parang wala kayo, Maria. Na-miss nyo ni Rocky yung Tuesday na yon, right?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Mhm. Pero si Jay, kasama ko siya nung Tuesday and we were lucky na naging guest namin yung isang mortgage specialist ng National Bank. Kasi one of the reason why I asked him to be part of that Tuesday, not at all Tuesday siya yung kasama natin. May mga guest tayo, mga na pwede na makakatulong sa atin doon sa investing side. Pwedeng accountant, meron akong maybe mid-December, one of the accountants na CPA, CPA ay makakasama natin kasi she will gonna discuss about tax. So, yung mga ganon, lawyer, pwede nating ma-come on board kahit saglit lang ng time nila. And we're so blessed kasi itong si Albert from National Bank, he stayed for the whole hour, right, Jay? He stayed for the whole hour. And you know what? After that, nakakatuwa yung ripple effect ng Zoom eh. After that, he's like, Mel, I love that idea. Gawa tayo ng pitch deck. Kailangan mo ba ng ano? Kasi yung pala, in the Philippines, he's one of those na nakakonect. Kung kilala niya si Jollibee at Inasal, yung grupo na yon, he's one of them. He's making this pitch deck to investors and he raised millions of pesos doon sa atin. So parang sabi niya, kailangan mo talaga ng maraming investors. I think I have an experience on that. So parang meron siyang interest to know deep on what we are trying to work on. Kinukwento ko rin naman sa kanya yung idea na to before. And we've been working with National Bank kay Albert. Marami kaming pinagdaan ng transactions niya. Simula nang nag-start siya sa mortgage career niya. Yung office namin sa Landnell Real Estate. Isa kami sa partner, kumbaga, padating sa mortgage needs. Isa yon sa na-appreciate niya during the time of the Zoom call, na the opportunity is out there and we're sharing it. Like it's an opportunity na isinishare natin. So that's one thing that he appreciates. And then secondly, I would say intentional. Talagang intentional ko siyang pinapunta last Tuesday because majority of us is thinking, okay, saan ko kukunin ang pang-contribute ko sa portfolio? Tama ba? Lagi tanong natin yan eh. Saan manggagaling? Meron akong asset, meron akong bahay. Marami na sa I think nagkausap-usap na rin tayo one-on-one na nagtatanong, so how can I pull funds from my equity? Yun yung majority ng tanong. And there are two options na pwede nating gawin. We can do an LOC, but the very best rate na makukuha natin is if we're gonna ang tawag niya is refi, kasi yung mortgage rate is getting lower. I think not sure kung by the end of December, mababa ang interest rate at that time. So, pagka nagkaroon ng remortgage and stuff, you're gonna get the lowest rate. So, kung gamitin mo man yung funds na yun na makukuha mo from your equity at ilalagay mo sa investment, panalo ka pa rin. Inutang mo man, may interest man yon, panalo ka pa rin. Kasi look, our mortgage rate is lower than line of credit. Tandaan nyo yan. So, ang line of credit a little bit higher kasi ang kino-compute na dyan is the loan to value na tinatawag. So, mas mataas ang interest rate niya. Pero pag mortgage, mababa ang interest rate. So, that's the two options na pwede mong gawin. Ang tawag sa US, ang tawag nila doon is business loan. Anything that you take out from your tawag niyan, property, and then you you'll put it towards the business at some point, like investment sa kung anumang klaseng negosyo yan, or a real estate investing, ang tawag dun sa kanila is business loan regardless. Sa atin kasi iba ang category. So may mga terminologies na magkaiba ang US at Canada. So it's just a matter of understanding na kung saan, ano ba yung sa atin, line of credits, sa atin, home equity line of credit. May mga ganun tayo. Kasi yung line of credit lang, ano yon, unsecured. Pag sinabing unsecured, wala siyang pinagbabasihan na asset. Yung HELOC, home equity line of credit, secured yon kasi galing sa bahay mo yung line of credit. It's your money, pero kinuha mo lang, but it's your house. Naka-secured yung house mo. So between the two, HELOC and regular LOC, mas mababa ang interest rate ng HELOC. Pero mas mababa pa rin dun sa dalawa yung mortgage rate. So, kinonfirm ko yan kay Albert right after the call. And then, another mortgage specialist from CIBC naman, I spoke to, sabi niya, yes, preferably, it's the mortgage rate na makuha para mas mababa ang rate. But you can also get an option of a home equity line of credit. Okay? So, those are the possible things. So, kung sakasakali at let's move on towards dun sa ating acquisition na to. December 31st is yun yung sanang babaguhin daw ang possession date December 31st. But originally kasi January 9. So, January 9, when we sat down with the lawyer kahapon, ang sabi ni lawyer, keep the possession date January 9. So, we can have more time sa January and process things. Okay? So, I think we're gonna leave it on that unless may meeting kami ng accountant by Saturday and my accountant is kasi ang ano dun is the depreciation. Sa US, if you will acquire property kahit ended the year, December 31, they can take advantage of the depreciation. So pag sinabing depreciation, yun yung negative income na pwede mong i-offset sa income mo. Okay, so now, when I studied the commercial deals last week, magkaiba yung effect ng depreciation sa US at saka depreciation dito. So maybe these terminologies is parang masyadong technical sa mga hindi accountant pero ang ibig lang sabihin ng depreciation is, yun yung value ng asset na bumababa. Kapag bumababa ang value ng asset, binabawas mo yun sa income. Nagiging parang expense siya. Something like that. So anything na, kung may income kang malaki at meron kang depreciation, babawas yun dun sa income mo. So that's how the good effect ng depreciation sa ating mga investors. So, that part, yun yung isa sa mga advantage natin being into business or in the investment side kasi meron tayong ganong opportunity. Sa employment, wala. As in, bago mo matanggap yung iyong paycheck, okay, bago mo matanggap ang paycheck mo, bawas ka na ng tax. Wala kang kawala right? Ganun tayo sa employment. Pero pag meron kang on the side business, at the end of the year, pag sinamarize yun, para magkakaroon siya ng offsetting at some point. Kaya, yung mga iba kong kliyente who has businesses on the side, they really took advantage of the negative income or some of the expenses na nababawas doon sa kanilang taxable income. So, yun yung tinatawag na optimization. by December, meron tayong accountant na magiging guest. I-explain niya yung mga pointers na yon sa atin. So, yun yung naging contribution ni Albert last week na parang, okay, if you want to know more about how you will gonna refi or, pero alam niyo, one of the parang first step na pwede nating gawin is ask your bank kasi preferred client kayo. Okay, before going to somewhere else, ask your bank first. Kasi dahil preferred client kayo ng bangko, they will definitely let you know if you will gonna ask. Kasi, napatunayan ko lang yan for so many weeks now na marami tayong hindi alam kasi hindi tayo nagtatanong. So, ask the bank about their options. Paano nyo ma-take out yung equity ng inyong property, and tell them that you're gonna use it for investment, for business. So, and then hear from them kung ano yung kanilang i-offer sa inyo. For sure, hindi natin ito-tolerate yung high interest. I will never ever let you invest na magkakaroon kayo ng negative net effect. No, I won't. Okay? Kasi kung ganun din lang, wag na. But, here's the thing. Remember na pagka nag-invest ka, meron ka kasing cash on cash. Dalawa ang income natin dito eh. Dalawang income stream natin sa multifamily investing. There are two. The first is the cash on cash. So when I am computing yung ating numbers dito sa binibili nating property, hindi ganun kalaki yung cash on cash niya kasi may utang tayo, meron tayong babayaran ganito, may property management. So initially, on our first year, ang cash on cash natin is naglalaro between 4 and 5%. Meaning, pag nagbigay ka ng 100, meron kang $5, parang ang liit-liit naman nun. Sabihin natin, pag nagbigay ka ng 10,000, okay, pag nagbigay ka ng 10,000, meron kang 500 sa isang taon. Okay? So, yun yung cash on cash. Hindi na uwawala yung 10,000 mo, pero meron kang 500 in a year. Which is, ang ating plan, every month, kukuhanin natin yun. So, 500 divided by 12, magkano yun? $40, tama ba? 40 something. 500 divided by 12. Sabi ng accountant ko, masyado daw report intensive yung gagawin natin. Pero I just wanna make it sure that we reap every single tawag nito, income that we can get, kahit maliit lang. Just to makikita nyo kasi yung growth ng investment nyo on that. So, it's $41.66 every month sa 10,000. Ang liit, ano? But, here's the thing. That's only a cash on cash, meaning, yun yung operational income. That's the operational income. Hindi nawawala yung 10,000 na inilagay mo. And then, every single year, may appreciation. So, dalawa. That's the second one. So, ang first is operation income. And then, second is appreciation. Pag sinabing appreciation, yun yung pagtaas ng value ng asset. So, we are acquiring the asset for 4.590. Almost 4.6. Kasama lahat yung lahat ng closing costs and everything, we're looking at about 4.850. 4.850. Yun yung magiging value ng asset. Now, 28 units, we're looking at almost 170,000 per unit kasama yung acquisition costs and fees. Question, may mabibili ka bang 170,000 sa Garden City? So, value ng mga property sa Garden City, ang isa sa mga nakatira sa Garden City dito is si Mike. Mike, magkano natin nabili yung bahay mo? Deal pa yun, ha? Steal pa rin. Steal pa yung nabili namin ni Mike. Mike, magkano?
Yeah, 350.
350. That was almost 2 years ago. Tama ba?
2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah. That's the value of the house in Garden City. So if we can find that kind of property na ang per unit cost is 170,000, we're stealing it. Hindi ka na makakapagpagawa ng building na worth or sabihin natin 5 million na may 28 units ngayon. Okay, so that's the value of that property. And based on the appreciation or interest rent increase doon sa area, easily in the next, sabihin natin conservative to, in the next 5 years, it's more than 500,000 in the next 5 years, yung appreciation nun. So, kung titingnan mo yun, very conservative. 500,000 divided by, sabihin na rin natin 5 million. That's a 10%. Napakaliit na increase in 5 years. So, what does that mean doon sa iyong investment? Kumikita ka na ng cash flow mo, and then yung 10,000 mo at the end of 5 years, magiging 11,000. So, that's a very simple calculation pagdating sa investment. The beauty is, ibebenta ba natin yung property? I don't think so. Unless mag-agree tayong lahat na papalitan natin siya ng bigger portfolio. But why we're gonna do that? Kasi ang gagawin lang natin, i-refinance lang natin siya and we'll take out of our money in that deal. So kung ngayon, naglabas tayo ng 865,000 in 5 years, kukuhanin na natin lahat yung pera na yon, pero tayo pa rin ang may-ari ng deal. Ganun ang ating move. And then we'll use that money towards the next property. Kasi ang goal natin is by the end of next year, 500 units ang kailangan nating ma-acquire. So, kung saan man yung 500 na yan, nasaan yan, hahanapin natin lahat. Okay? Sama-sama tayo dyan. Yun yung ating direction. Our coach na nasa US, they started this syndication 6 years ago. In 6 years' time, they have 3,000 units now and growing. So, sabi niya, yung first acquisition medyo mahirap kasi parang, alam mo yon, the pain of giving birth to your firstborn. That's the pain. Yun yung parang nangangapa ka pa, hindi mo alam kung paano. Right? Exactly what's going on with us, especially ngayon. As buti meron akong coach who's guiding me through dun sa process. Sabi niya, normal yan, Mel. That's okay. Tanungin mo to, tanungin mo yan. Ganito ang gawin mo, ganyan ang gawin mo. So, we're so happy na merong ganong person na nagmo-monitor sa atin. Kahit naka-base siya sa US, exactly the same pattern. Regulations lang ang kakaiba ng konti dito sa atin. So, ang sabi niya, yung first namin is very the same. All of us who invested, galing sa mga equity ng property nila. Meron silang, yung iba sa kanila, meron ng mga single family na kapag simula na ng paisa-isang bahay, yun ang kinuhanan nila ng equity. Yung iba sa kanila talagang galing sa equity ng bahay nila. And nung kinukwento ko ngayon sa amin, sabi ko, well, yung sa amin, binenta ko talaga yung bahay namin. Kaya tawa siya na tawa, saan ka titira? Sabi ko, meron pa naman kaming projects na pwede naming tirahan, which right now we're in the process of moving. But anyways, nakikita niya yung nai-inspire ako sa kanila, nai-inspire din siya sa ginagawa natin. Parang nakikita niya sa atin how they were starting during that time. Kanina at 10 o'clock magkausap kami and I'm sharing with him yung next move. And so sabi niya, you know what? Yung next mo will gonna be easier than this first one. And then your next will gonna be much simpler than the second. And moving forward, napakasimple ng lahat. Kasi you've gone through yung process na yon, and you're just gonna repeat it over and over again na mas simplified na yung version nyo. And the fact that you establish it right in the beginning, mas madali na yan, parang copycat moving forward. Ngayon lang daw nangangapa kami. And I was like, okay, yes, I'll take your words from it. Pero talagang every single step of the way, andun siya nag-check-ins. I love having a coach like that. Dalawa kasi ang approval na sinesecure natin sa bank. The one that was approved last Friday. Say Friday tomorrow. The one that was approved last Friday is the conventional mortgage. Pag sinabing conventional mortgage, we will gonna provide 35% of the purchase price. Ang laki nun. That's almost 1.7 million. I know in my mind kung saan ko siya kukuhanin, but the thing is, in investing, the lower the down payment, the better. Kasi the value of your money is important, and whatever is left, you can use it to the next project. Hindi siya mai-stack sa first. Nagigets niyo ako? So, yung second that we are working on right now, mas naunang ipinrocess yun doon sa conventional mortgage. Kasi sa conventional mortgage, ang mag-a-approve lang sa atin is the bank. Kaya nung time na yon na para tayong aligaga, I don't know if you know that word, na kailangan natin isubmit yung ating personal net worth, kailangan natin isubmit yung ating T1 general. Remember? Nung week na yon. Because of that, kasi conventional mortgage ang pinag-uusapan nun. Meaning, kailangan malaman ng bangko kung saan manggagaling ang down payment natin. Kasi it's a big amount of money. And wala kami ng partner. So, original partner ko is si Ate Berna. Ang maipapakita lang namin na funds is for yung first, yung CMHC, yun yung mas low down payment. Yun yung second option natin na mortgage. Hindi namin kailangan ng ang funds na manggagaling sa partners right away. We can secure the property kahit sa amin lang dalawa. Kasi ang down payment lang maliit. So, but during the time ng first meeting ko kay Coach, sabi niya, kahit maliit ang down payment niyan, share it with the group kasi you don't want to get stuck. Ilalabas mo lahat ang funds nyo, kayong dalawa lang. Hindi ka na makakabiling ng kasunod. Kaya yun yung sinabi niya na syndicate it. Share it with the group. Yung mga kasama nyo na merong same mindset, magsama-sama kayo, paghati-hatian nyo yung down payment na yun. And then, i-figure nyo kung magkano yung share ng bawat isa. So, that's when we share the opportunity sa inyong lahat on the call. So, nung last week na sinubmit natin na everything, that's actually just the few of us na kailangang isubmit yung paperwork. Kasi kailangan ng bangkong makita kung sino-sino tayo nakasama doon sa deal. Doon ginamit yung inyong information. And we got the approval nung Friday na yun. But that is only our second priority. Ang first priority talaga natin is makuha natin at the lower down yung property. Hanggang ngayon, pinaprocess pa siya. Samahan nyo kaming mag-pray. Kasi ang estimated timeline ng release ng approval na yon is by either 3rd week or 4th week ng December. Matagal ang processing ng CMHC. So, we're still eyeing on that one kasi yun ang gusto naming way to start our first portfolio. If that will not gonna happen, worst case scenario, we're gonna get more investors to be a part of the team. So, yun yung ating direction. So, right now, I'm just sharing this with you kasi kayo yung core, tayo yung core. Tayo yung startup. And kahapon, ang laging sinasabi ng lawyer namin, gaano daw namin kayo kilala. So of course, kasama ko si Ate Berna, Sabi ni Ate Berna, hindi ko talaga sila kilala. Sabi ko, kasi ako ang may kilala sa kanila. And the lawyer is just wanting to know. Kasi nga, remember Mel, there are several ways of investing. And this is a long-term investment. Baka kasi hindi kayo pare-pareho ng mindset nung kasama mo. I was like, I think we are, but I will reconfirm that with them. Initially kasi, ang funds natin will gonna be in for a minimum of 3 years. Kasi sa US, 5 to 8 years sila. Minimum of 5 to 8 years. Sa atin dito, ang tinitingnan ko lang na hold doon sa investment natin is 3 years. In 3 years time, okay, pwedeng sabihin ni Mike, oh, I'm out, Mel. I'll be using my money to some other things now. So, ang mangyayari doon, ang priority natin is the group to buy Mike's share. Okay? Hindi yun i-offer ni Mike sa labas. Gonna be us. Ganon ang syndication natin dito. I'm only thinking, pwedeng sabihin natin na, in our group, pwedeng sabihin natin na, oh, ang gusto ko lang, after 1 year, I'll be out. So, pwede ka pa rin. Ang kaya lang, hindi ka na shareholder. Hindi ka na part owner. You'll be a creditor. Parang ikaw yung bangko on the side. So, you're just gonna get a percentage of the money you invested. Kunwari, magkano ang interest rate na ibinigay sa atin ng bangko? Ngayon, we're looking at around 4 and lower. Ang ganda ng rate natin. Sana loobin ng Diyos na makuha talaga natin sa CMHC kasi mas lower than 4 ang makukuha natin. Pagka conventional mortgage is 4.75. Pero mababa pa rin yun. So, kung sakaling magiging ang interest mo is just short-term investment or meron kayong mga kakilala or somehow na gustong i-invest ang pera nila, not in the bank, pwede natin silang maging bangko. Sasabihin natin, okay, kung gusto mong 6 months lang, then you'll be our bank for 6 months. Ito ang interest na binibigay sa amin ng bangko. We'll pay you that money. Right? Just like si Mike and si Jason, may experience sila sa amin about that kasi investor sila ng mga projects ng land nila. Meron kaming mga piniplis na house, meron kaming maliliit na projects ng kitchen, ng ganito. So, instead na kumuha kami ng funds namin sa bank, si Jason at saka si Mike, they experienced that being our bank, our mini bank. Diba? Na meron silang little extra na naisa-save. O Mel, instead na i-deposit namin sa bangko here, ang interest na binibigay sa amin ng bangko is yun ang binibigay namin sa kanilang rate. And they got their interest every single month. So we can do the same thing to other people. Kasi at the end of the day, saan ba kami kukuha ng funds? Sa bangko din. Eh kung ikaw ang bangko namin. 'Di ba? Sabi nga ni Orly, at the end of the day, laging ang bangko ang masaya eh. Kasi pagkatapos ng project namin, sila yung unang binabayaran. 'Di ba? Bago pa pumunta sa amin, sila muna babayaran. So, this time, let's share the wealth. Huwag lang sa bangko. Hindi lang bangko ang pwede nating pagtiwalaan ng ating mga money. Okay? That's one of the understanding ng investing dito. So, hindi basta, sabi ko nga, actually, ang unang-una nating investment na it's not really money. Hindi yun ang una nating investment. When it comes to investment, I have it on my notes. Sabi ko, dig deep inside you. Ano ang unang-una nyong investment talaga? Ang unang-una nyo talagang investment is trust. That's the first investment na hindi quantifiable ng money. Bago tayo maglagay ng pera sa bangko, ano yun? Karapat-dapat ba tong bangko na to na paglagyan ko ng deposit ko? Diba trust yun eh. Tapos every now and then, we evaluate it. Naku, kaya minsan hindi tayo naglalagay ng funds or ng ating pera sa mutual funds. Sabi mo, ay nako, ano yan eh, masyadong volatile, tataas, bababa, kaya sa stocks, right? So, it's the same thing. Kaya ang unang-una talagang investment natin is trust eh. It's that trust. Ang hirap kasi nung i-build bago ka magkaroon ng tiwala. Unang-una saan tiwala mo na sa sarili mo. Am I really for this? Diba? Dito ba talaga ako or baka nadadala na lang ako na naririnig ko or nai-excite lang ako or something like that. Diba? Yun eh. Bago pa lumabas ang iyong resources out of your pocket, out of wherever, yun munang tiwala na yun in yourself first, and then kasunod na yung action. Diba? We will never act like this if we don't trust yung ating this particular tawag nito, portfolio. Kung hindi magpe-perform yung asset na yon, we will not gonna sell our house for sure. Bakit ko ibebenta yung one of the most important asset that I have na inayakan ko para lang doon? Kung hindi yun magpe-perform, no way, di ba? Pero it has well better purpose. It will serve our goals. Mas magiging maganda yung directions namin moving forward, and we will not be number one, hindi na kami in the next few years, hindi na ako magiging dependent na meron akong sale or meron kaming house flip. Kasi it will gonna continue, right? Sumweldo ka ngayon ng cash flow mo. Next month, meron na naman. Wala ka nang ginagawa nun. Next month, meron na naman. Diba? Ganun yun eh. Ako nga natutuwa ako dun sa 2 building namin. Hindi man siya fully occupied, yung yung real estate, yung aming Sargent at saka yung LS. Napakaliit na building nun. Pero every first day of the month, ang saya-saya ko. Kasi merong nagbabayad ng 500, may nagbabayad ng 900, o di ba? May nagbabayad ng 1,000. Ilan lang naman yun. Pero ang saya-saya ko, kaysa doon sa, I'm not really comparing this for the sense na parang, yung sa real estate transaction ko na, nakabenta ako ng bahay. Of course, malaking money yon. That's probably what? Times 5, times 2 or times 3 ng kinikita ng rental ko every month. Pero ang nakakatuwa doon kasi sa rental, hindi mo siya pinaghihirapan. Diba? It's the money that you put in towards that investment, yun yung nagwo-work for you. Ako, pag hindi ako nakabenta, trabaho ko yun eh. Pakita ng bahay, mag-write ng offer, makipag-usap sa agent, mag-close ng deal, tulungan ng client, di ba? Or ibenta ang bahay, ilagay sa MLS. Yun yung trabaho eh. Ito wala kang anything na ginagawang active. But every single month, yun yung happiness na nararamdaman ko dun sa property. And I was like, how much more is this 28 units? Diba? It's really exciting. Kahit nga yung lawyer kahapon, he's like, I've been there in that building. Concrete, sabi niya. It's a concrete building. Solid. Sabi niya, hindi ko sinasabi to dahil nag-scoop daw siya sa loob. Pero nakarating na siya talaga doon. And he said, Mel, you will seldom find a portfolio like that. Kasi majority, especially the new builds, majority of them are wood frame. Diba? Nasabi niya magkaroon lang ng sunog yung buong building. Kasi it's wood. This building that we acquired is concrete. Kaya sabi niya, it's one of the best asset na nakuha niyo. Kaya sabi ko, we'll keep on looking similar properties in a good neighborhood. Kasi yun yung ating plan. So again, just sharing it over and over to you. Will not be stuck buying this one only. Our eyes are wide open looking for 500 units minimum at the end of next year. Kaya ngayon pa lang, ang usapan na natin is this. 500 units minimum by the end of 2025. Game ba kayo dyan? Game na. para tayo nasa ano ba yun? Spinawin. Anyways, ang aming baby Oreo second. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I'm just so happy dahil talagang this gives me an inspiration. Kaya, we're on our way. And then, kung basta ganito ang gawin natin, any questions that you have, kasi this is what we did on the financials, okay? I don't want to hold you too long. Alam ko galing pa kayo sa work. This is our financials. We gave you the opportunity to invest. Meron kayong slot, kung tawagin ko yon slot, or meron kayong available na 50,000 na slot para sa inyo, personally. Okay? So, si La Maria at Rafi may 50,000 slot. Si Edwin meron. Si Bro Edwin meron. Si Jason meron. And the rest of the other partners, 50,000. Now, it's up to you. Kung gugustuhin yung i-take yung buong slot na yon, or, Mel, kulang 30,000 lang yung kaya ko. Let's say ganon. Okay, let's say ganon. We'll use that facility and yung 20,000 possible mapapunta sa iba. But, we're giving you that. Kung ano't ano man ang mangyari, let's say sabihin naman kaya ko ng 100. Okay? Kaya ko ng 100. We're gonna talk about that more in detail after ng next session natin. Kasi mag-meet kami ng lawyer at ng accountant by Saturday. We'll figure things out pagdating sa distribution to partners. Okay? But here's the thing. At the end of the day, ang minimum share nyo on the distribution or on the ownership is ranging between 2 to 2.5%. Meaning, anong ibig sabihin nun? Yung 50,000 na yun, which is magkano ang asset natin? Sabihin na natin 5 million para madali tayo mag-compute ha, kasi malapit naman tayo sa 5 million eh. So, compute mo yung 2% ng 5 million. How much is that? That's 100,000, correct? Tingnan nga natin. 5 million times 0.02.
Oh, 100,000.
100,000, correct? But look at what you're sharing. You're only sharing 50,000. Okay? Pero yung opportunity nyo to own is 100,000. So parang 50 is to 100,000. Although nandun yung ating debt service ratio, pag sinabing mortgage, okay, that's mortgage. Debt service ratio ang tawag sa US. So, andun ang mortgage natin, tapos may mga expenses tayo. But I mean, this is what the ratio is. Parang, nagkaroon ka ng 2% share on that building na worth 100,000, but you only put in half of it. Nagets nyo? So, that's how it is. So, kapag mababa ang down payment natin, pwede pang tumaas yung percentage of ownership na yun. Yun ang gusto ko. Pag mababa ang ating down payment, tataas ng more than 2% yung share natin. Gusto ko yun. Mas maganda yun. Kasi pag mataas ang ating down payment, mababa ang shares of ownership natin. Kasi ang ating percentage of ownership is depending on how much money we put in divided by the total amount we raised. Nagigets nyo? Ganun yun. So, kunwari, ang na-raise natin is 2 million, pero ang inilagay mo is 50,000. So, 50,000 divided by 2 million. So, 2.5 ang ating share ng ownership. Pero, kung sabihin ng bangko, oops, 1 million lang ang kailangan nyo. So, nag-contribute ka ng 50,000 divided by 1 million, 5% yun. That's double. Di ba? Nagigets nyo kung paano nako-compute yung share of ownership? So, something like that. Between conservatively, we're looking at about 2.5% conservatively. Pero we can possibly go more than that kung i-allow tayo ng lower down payment. Kaya, let's all pray na lumabas yung CMHC anytime sooner kasi hindi na natin kailangan ng ibang investors. We're gonna take this group forward na hindi na natin muna kailangan for the first deal yung iba. Okay, nagagets nyo yung aking point of view. Nice. Okay, that's it. So kung may mga questions and anything like that, lagi nyo naman ako pwede makausap. No worries. Okay? Let me know and we will take it from there. And then, yung idea na, okay, ngayon pa lang, alam ko na kung saan manggagaling ang aking ida-down. Kung gugustuhin kong mag-down ng malaki, meron ba akong chance? Kung konti lang ba ang maida-down ko, okay pa rin ba ako? Let's talk about it. Kasi kailangan nating malaman yan before the end. The sooner, the better, so we can act accordingly. Yeah. So, ayun. I think that's it for now. Nawala na yata si Mike kasi I think si Mike is taking care of 2 special kids. Ano sila kasi, si asawa niya is a nurse by profession and then meron silang foster baby na special. So, meron silang tube feeding kind of, kaya talagang nakatutok si Mike doon sa kanyang sa kanyang babies dahil ang kanyang sweetheart ay nagre-relax muna ngayon. So,
Nice.
yeah, okay. I think with that, cleared ba tayo? Jason?
Thank you. Yeah.
Bro Edwin, okay tayo?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, Rocky, Maria, okay tayo?
Yeah.
Pag may
we're good.
questions, I'll call you or text you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Always.
Sige.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good night,
Good
everyone.
night,
everyone.
Pahinga ka na, sister. Okay?
Oo nga eh. Papunta muna kami sa
May viewing pa
May
kami.
viewing
Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right, bro. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.